Welcome guys. Today I am here to teach you CBSE syllabus NCERT book Science lesson number 6 Life Processes. It's subpart excretion and excretion in organisms. We have already discussed how organisms get rid of gaseous wastes generated during respiration. Now, other metabolic activities generate different nitrogenous waste materials in our body which needed to be removed. So, the removal of that harmful metabolic waste from our body is known as excretion. Okay, alright. The metabolic waste are produced in the metabolic activities in our body. So the removal of that harmful metabolic waste from the body is known as excretion. And many unicellular organisms remove the wastes by simple diffusion from the body surface. Alright, now we will see. Now I will show it to you that how they simply diffuse their waste from the body surface. Now you all study about the unicellular organisms in class 9th also, that unicellular organisms are those organisms which have single cell only. So amoeba is its example and it is the picture of amoeba. Now this is the waste of the amoeba, waste of whole cell. So this waste is simply excreted out from the body, and this is the simple diffusion of waste from the body surface into the surroundings. And this is the way how other unicellular organisms simply diffuse their waste materials from their body surface into the surroundings. And multicellular organism, you know what are multicellular organisms? That the organisms which have many of the cells, a lot of cells in their body, and they have specified organs for the purpose of excretion. Alright, examples of multicellular organism is we human beings, cat, dog. All these are the multicellular organism, and we all have some specific organs for the purpose of excretion. Now, excretion in human beings. I hope that all of you have seen excretory system of human beings. But if you have not seen, then see figure 6.13 of your NCERT book. And the excretory system of human beings includes a pair of kidneys, a pair of ureters, a urinary bladder, and a urethra. Urine produced in the kidneys passes through the ureters into the urinary bladder where it is stored until it is released through the urethra. You can also see the renal artery in that figure of excretory system. Renal artery is that artery which carries blood to the kidneys, and renal vein is that vein which takes away the pure blood from the kidneys. Okay. Now, what is ammonia, urea, and uric acid? Ammonia is actually a waste in our body, but it's of high toxic level. Its toxic level is so high that it can be harmful for our body, and only those animals can secrete ammonia who have a lot of water. Like aquatic animals who live in water can excrete ammonia, as they live in a lot of water and they can secrete ammonia, but we can't secrete it because we have not much amount of water but not very less amount of water. We cannot secrete ammonia because we don't have a lot of amount of water like the water which aquatic animals have. So that's why the aquatic animal secretes ammonia, because they have a lot of water and it is of high toxic level. That's why we cannot secrete. And urea is lesser toxic than ammonia, and we can secrete the urea. We human beings secrete urea, and Very lesser toxic is uric acid, which is secreted by the birds. As they have to fly in the air, that's why they secrete the uric acid, which is very less toxic. Alright, ammonia is secreted by aquatic animals because they have very high amount of water, and it is secreted only at those places where there is very high amount of water. We all secrete urea, which is lesser toxic than ammonia, and we can secrete the urea. And the birds which have to fly in the air can secrete uric acid, which is very less toxic than the urea even. Alright. Now, what is the purpose of producing urine and how urine is produced? So, the purpose of making urine is to filter out waste products from the blood. Just as CO2 is removed from the blood in the lungs, nitrogenous wastes such as urea or uric acid are removed from blood in the kidneys. And our kidneys have structural and functional unit which are called nephron. And nephrons are present in a lot of amount in our kidneys. There are millions of nephrons in our kidneys. And to answer this question that how urine is produced, we have to study the structure of nephron. That what is nephron, what is its structure, and how it produces urine. This is the whole structure of a single nephron. Now, it is the afferent arteriole. When arteries divide further, then they are known as arterioles. The afferent arterioles carries blood to the nephron for purification, and the efferent arteriole carries away the blood after the purification. Now you will be thinking that where the blood purifies. Blood purifies over in this part, in this tube-like structure. Actually, this cup-shaped structure is known as Bowman's capsule. Bowman's capsule. And this structure is known as PCT, proximal convoluted tubule. Proximal means it is very near the Bowman's capsule. Convoluted means curved shape, and tubule means very thin tube-like. So this structure is known as proximal convoluted tubule. And this one is known as DCT, distal convoluted tubule. The meaning of convoluted and tubule here are same. Distal word is used here as it is far away from the Bowman's capsule. That's why it is distal convoluted tubule. And this is loop of Henle. Loop of Henle. Alright, and this is the collecting duct which collects the urine from all other nephrons. Let's see that how urine is produced. Now, in this part, first step is filtration. What is filtration? Alright, now here when the blood comes, filtration is done. Some substances which are useful like proteins, carbohydrates remain in the blood, and other things come as a filtrate in the Bowman's capsule. And these things are like glucose, amino acids, salts, and major amount of water. Now you will be thinking that glucose, water, all are important for our body. Now let's see how they are processed further. First of all, this process of filtration is known as ultrafiltration, where the filtrate is here of glucose, major amount of water, salts, and some things remain in the blood like proteins, carbohydrates which are needed for the body. Now further, when the blood passes further, impure blood, filtrate passes further in this part, and in this part. Reabsorption takes place. Reabsorption takes place. Reabsorption of those substances which are useful for our body, like glucose. Our body need glucose, amount of water. So the things which came as filtrate in this tubular like structure but they are useful for our body are reabsorbed in PCT, loop of Henle and DCT. Alright, then further the things which are left in the blood and which are not needed by our body, some amount of water and urea, then they goes further in the collecting duct, and this collecting duct got the urine from other than nephrons and passes it through the ureter to the urinary bladder and then goes out through the urethra. So this was the process that how the urine is produced in the nephron. First we studied about the structure of nephron and then how first of all filtration is done and then filtrate passes through this tubular like structure, and again the substances which are useful for our body like glucose, water are reabsorbed in PCT, loop of Henle and DCT and then goes further in the collecting duct where all other nephrons give the urine and then it passes the further to the urethra and then goes out. Now, as I have told you in the structure of nephron that some amount of water is reabsorbed, then this is the important question, that amount of water reabsorbed depends on how much excess water there is in the body, how much dissolved water there is to be excreted, and the urine forming in each kidney eventually enters a long tube, the ureter, which connects the kidney with the urinary bladder. Urine is stored here temporarily and then goes out of the body through urethra. Now, excretion in plants. There is nothing much to read about the excretion in plants. Plants excrete by the process of diffusion. As you all know that oxygen is a waste product for plants which is generated during photosynthesis, and that oxygen is released out by the process of diffusion. Excessive water in the plant is released by transpiration, and other waste products are stored in the plant as the plants use the fact that many of their tissues consist of dead cells and that they can even lose some parts such as leaves, means they can even lose some parts of their body like leaves, and they store that other waste product in leaves so that they can lose that leaves. And many of their waste products are stored in the cellular vacuoles. Some are stored in the leaves which may fall off, and some waste products like resins, gums are stored in old xylem. And plants also excrete some of the waste substances into the soil around them as their roots are in the soil. So they also excrete their some of the waste products in the soil. So let's understand about artificial kidney. Now, what is the need of artificial kidney? If both the kidneys of a person stop working, then there is need of artificial kidney, as when the kidneys stop working, it can lead to the accumulation of waste in our body which can even lead to death. So there is a need of artificial kidney as it is a device which remove nitrogenous waste products from the blood through dialysis, and dialysis is the excretion of waste of blood through artificial kidney is known as dialysis. Alright, now we will understand that how the artificial kidney works. Suppose it is the arm of a person whose both the kidneys stop working. Now the blood from his arm is coming out. Now one question arises in our mind that if blood comes out from the body, then there should be the clotting of blood. But actually the blood is going in this semi-permeable membrane, tubing made of a semi-permeable membrane. It is going in this chamber. Actually, this chamber is so soft that our body doesn't know that blood is flowing out and even coming back to the body. Alright, so that's why there is no clotting of blood, because this chamber is so soft. Alright, then the blood from here pass through a tube-like structure and goes in this semi-permeable tubing. Actually, these spaces, as you see the figure in your book, in More to Know, the yellow colored solution is there. This yellow colored solution is going from here, which is fresh dialysing solution. Fresh dialysing solution. Actually, its color is shown yellow in your book, and its osmotic pressure is less than the blood. And blood also contains the urea which is coming from body. Then, due to its less osmotic pressure, the urea moves from blood to this dialysing solution. And when whole the urea comes in dialysing solution, this dialysing solution comes through this pipe and enters in this jug, or we can say that a type of mug, where it is used dialysing solution. And when the blood purifies, whole urea comes in this dialysing solution, the blood again goes back to the body. And this is the whole process of artificial kidney, whole process of dialysis, that how blood comes from our body, but it do not lead to the blood clotting. Why? I have told you. Then it enters this dialysing solution, this tubing structure, where the urea from blood moves to dialysing solution and it comes as used dialysing solution. And when whole of the urea is removed from our blood, then the blood, purified blood, goes back to the body. And this was the whole process of dialysis. Alright, and this is similar to the function of our kidney, but it is different since there is no reabsorption involved. In our body, we see that reabsorption is done of many substances, but in this case, no reabsorption is done. Normally, in a healthy adult, the initial filtrate in the kidneys is about 180 liter. Means total filtrate that comes after filtration is 180 liter, but daily only 1 or 2 liter urine is passed out from our body, because some of the filtrate is reabsorbed in our body. That's why the only 1 or 2 liter of urine is passed out of 180 liter of filtrate, because some of the materials are reabsorbed in the nephron, in PCT, loop of Henle, and DCT. So this was the whole concept of excretion in human beings, how it is done, how urine is formed, then excretion in plants, and how the artificial kidney works, or what is the process of dialysis. Alright, so I hope that you like the lecture, and please subscribe our channel, like the video, and comments. If you have any doubt, please comment, then I will answer it. Thank you.